Okay, so for Mountaintop, there's not much to it. Um, Hit the capsule, go up a little bit, and then when you get to like this torch area, you want to have your car bonk like right about here, right on the balls of the snow. Not this big snow patch. A lot of people think it's that big snow patch, but it's not. But what happens there is the car gets some leverage going upwards, and you essentially just hit the load trigger for like the left-hand part of the map. So if you're looking at the map right now, when you're like right about here and you go this way, you're essentially just hitting the trigger where my arrow's pointing, and it loads that part of the map, and the game respawns you there because theoretically it thinks you're there because you've loaded that part of the area. And most of the areas you load in this game are with your car, so hence why it works. Um, I guess things to note is you're probably not going to have much turbo here. Typically around here, that'll set you about half, and you're only going to have enough to get to that next capsule. So you might run out like here and have to turn. But essentially, you want to get up on this snow mound. This snow mound is your key best friend. So what happens there is you're driving, you hit this boost, and I kind of drift like right as I pass like this little line in the wall. It's like right here. So if you look above, it's like the two boards that kind of go across. But the key thing here is to let off the turbo because you want some ramming speed. I call it ramming speed because it just shunts you forward like that when you tap boost. Like you get this little shunt forward. And that gives you a little bit of a bonk, and it bounces you up. That's what helps you ride the wall. So when you're through here and you cut your drift here, let off, and that's when you tap it again. That's what gives you your car the leverage to bounce up. Now I didn't get over because sometimes it can be finicky, but typically that's the results you want, except you want your car to flatten out. So to help with that is when you drift, you let off, hold up on the stick, car goes over. Now the problem about here, so you see how I'm sliding off and stuff? The thing about any of this area is all this snow area that you land on has no collision. The problem about the well, it doesn't have no collision, it has ice collision. So essentially, if you played Jack 1 and you know what the ice physics are when Jack's like on the ice and he kind of like slides around, think of that but times it by 9,000 when your car just has no traction. You literally cannot drive. The only thing that can really make you move is using turbo. And even then, you don't really have control on which way you steer, like in the direction you're going. You just have like turbo in order to go in places type of thing. Like there's nothing you can really do essentially. So when you get to about here, you're just driving up, two boards cross above, turn, drift. If you're too late, you'll blow up like that. GT Blitz will laugh at you. But essentially it's all within practice. Now when you get to about here, I hold left on the stick, and then just when the car is pointed in the direction of like where the track is, I just boost and hope that it works. So like here I don't really, I don't have any leverage or anything to turn. So what it all looks like in a quick succession is you're gonna turn, bonk, you're gonna flip. If your car's pointed this way, just keep boosting. Drone goes away. If you've landed here, it'll work. You spawn right here. There's another way to do it where it's quicker. I can't ever get it. If you look at bosses run on the speedrun.com leaderboards, he gets it. But you essentially just you just fly and it loads in. I barely gotten it. I can do it a couple times to maybe try to showcase. But I've had better luck just doing this. Because hell, you can even land. 2 boards. Okay, that was too early of a, or too late of a drift. Boards. Too late of a turbo. I guess another thing to mention before I do another one is there might be a time where you get stuck in collision. So, like here, if you're stuck like this, you can still do this. You're already out of bounds. This is out of bounds. Your car is out of bounds. So you can just drive to the left. If you have turbo, if your car is pointing this way, if you can get it to point this way with turbo, just slide your ass on over. And kapooya, there you are. So we'll try one more time. Hold left, then hold right. Car's going on some wonky ass direction. I guess you'll blow up and die there. Easy peasy. Now, I'm not gonna freaking go over the fast death one because I just physically can't get it all the time. If you genuinely just want that, then I guess watch the IL on the boards that Boss has. And, you know, you can figure it out from there. It's essentially the same concept. Um, Another thing I should talk about real quick is don't expect to always get this. This is like even in like a full game run, this can be a pain in the ass to go for. Um, it works really well with the other cars. I forget which save state I have. Yeah, so this is on Southern Tour. So for the roadblade, I guess, um, instead of the capsule being here, it's pushed up a bit right under the boards. So that kind of it confuses me and confuses a lot of other people. So the difference is with Southern Tour is you just want to drift when you hit the like when your car passes the capsule. That's literally it. So you hit the capsule and then drift, cut, same results. Only for Southern Tour, you're not going over to the left, you want to go this way. There you go. It's the same thing, just the other direction. And the capsule's placed a little bit further. Yeah, that's about it. There's not really much to some of these skips. It's just kind of a wall bunk and then hope for the best. A lot of it is kind of knowledge on the way the tracks load as well. That also helps. But do give this a attempt on time trials because you can practice it pretty easily no matter the console you're on. It's not a long track to get like any practice on. It's the best one to do it on, I'd say, sadly, because Southern Tour it does take a little bit longer to get up to that point. Although you might have better results with Southern Tour because it is a little bit easier where like you can land and have a little bit more leverage going right instead of like the little tight window you have going left for this. Another thing to mention is the Hammerhead can do this, Roadblade can do it, Havoc can do it. I don't know any other cars that can do it. I haven't really bothered with any. Um, that's about it. I don't think there's really anything else to go through. The rest is pretty straightforward. Um, some people have a problem with the bridge jump at the end of the track to get to the finish line. When you're going down, just stop boosting, like on the hill, before you hit the bridge, and then just jump as you hit the bridge and then boost again. That'll help you because sometimes if you just have too much speed, your car can jump. So, yeah, that might help. Other than that, yes, this should help. It's a long ass video of just, you know, my knowledge of into this. There's not really much out there on, you know, skips and stuff for this game. So, I'm gonna try my best to get some more knowledge out there, you know, as best as I can. I don't care if it's terrible quality, you know, who cares? At least you're learning. That's the way I feel about it. Anyways, Scarlet's out. See ya.